The following content is protected by the Copyright Act of Glorious 1976. In the meantime, enjoy if you dare.
In 1999, the Blair Witch Project took the world by storm with its unique found footage style and chilling story. The film follows three student filmmakers, Heather, Mike, and Josh, who venture into the Black Hills Forest in Maryland to document the legend of the Blair Witch. Armed with cameras, they set out to uncover the truth behind the mysterious disappearances and supernatural occurrences that have plagued the area for centuries. As they delve deeper into the woods, strange things start happening. They lose their way, their map disappears, and eerie noises surround them at night. Tensions rise and paranoia sets in as they become convinced that they are being stalked by an unseen presence. The film intensifies as their mental and physical states deteriorate, leading to a terrifying climax. The Blair Witch Project was a massive success, grossing over $248 million worldwide on a budget of just $60,000. Its innovative use of found footage and realistic performances created a sense of authenticity that left audiences questioning whether the events were real or not. Following the success of the original film, two sequels were released, but they failed to capture the same magic. The first sequel, Book of Shadows, and took a different approach by presenting itself as a fictionalized account of the events surrounding the release of the Blair Witch Project. It follows a group of fans who visit the Black Hills Forest to investigate the legend, only to find themselves caught in a web of psychological horror. Despite high expectations, the film received negative reviews and was a commercial disappointment. The second sequel, simply titled Blair Witch 2016, attempted to revive the franchise by returning to the found footage format. It follows a group of college students who venture into the woods in search of Heather, the protagonist from the original film. As they face the wrath of the Blair Witch, they encounter terrifying supernatural phenomena. While the film received mixed reviews, it failed to replicate the success of the original and underperformed at the box office. Despite the lackluster sequels, the Blair Witch Project remains a landmark in horror cinema, known for its innovative storytelling and ability to immerse audiences in its terrifying world. Its influence can still be felt in the found footage genre today. Now, but did you know that the Blair Witch is based off a real woman in LeonardTown, Maryland? Hi there, and welcome to the Dr. Creepy Show. Today, we're diving into the real-life horror that inspired the iconic Blair Witch Project. This micro-budget documentary-style film is a staple of the horror genre, and for very good reason. It creates one of the most immersive and realistic horror experiences of all time. First, before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. It's a small click for you, but for us, it really means a lot. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Listeners, if you like this type of content, check out our other videos based on true accounts. We cover everything from ghosts, poltergeist, time slips, the strange and the unusual, and even your favorite movies.
But did you know that the story of the Blair Witch has its roots in a real-world tale of a poor woman trapped in a fearful town? That's right, my friends. Today, we're exploring the story of Moll Dyer and how her life led to one of the most iconic horror projects of the modern cinematic era. Our story takes us back to LeonardTown, Maryland, a small town nestled near the Epidemic River. It was here that we meet Moll Dyer, a healer who lived in extreme poverty. Her home was nothing more than a rickety shack, and she had very limited social interactions. As she grew older, she was seen as an old hag, causing discomfort among the townsfolk. They avoided her, fearing her baneful gaze and tall stride. But did she truly deserve such treatment? It's hard to say. There's no evidence to suggest that she had done anything to warrant such fear and hatred. But fear and ignorance have a way of prevailing, my friends. During the summer months, Moll would wander the surrounding forest, studying the environment and collecting plants. In town, she would beg for whatever the townsfolk could spare. Some would run away from her, scared of her presence. Others, fearing her wrath, would make sure to give her something whenever she passed by. But few showed any genuine concern for her well-being. It's a sad state of affairs, my friends. Now let's fast forward to the harsh winter of 1697. Blizzards and influenza ravaged the town, causing many deaths. The superstitious townsfolk, desperate for someone to blame for their misfortunes, turned their attention to Moll Dyer. They believed that she was seeking revenge for her mistreatment or that she was inherently evil. The consensus was that Moll Dyer was to blame for their woes. In a fit of anger and fear, the townspeople marched to her cabin, setting it ablaze and forcing her to flee into the cold. They destroyed her home, driving her deep into the woods where she would spend her final days. For 2 days, Moll Dyer wandered the woods in harsh weather conditions until she finally succumbed to the elements. Her body was found by a young shepherd boy, frozen in the cold with one arm pointing towards the sky. The townsfolk interpreted this as a curse on the land, believing that Moll Dyer's vengeful spirit haunted the woods. In the following years, the town experienced poor crop yields, which they attributed to Moll Dyer's spirit. Rumors spread that her ghost would appear on the coldest night of the year to torment those who had driven her from her home. The town blamed all their misfortunes from dying cattle to poor weather on her spirit. They believed that she controlled the fate of the town. The exact rock where Moll Dyer died was thought to be lost to history until the 1960s, when journalist Philip Love located it. The rock, bearing the imprint of her knee and hand, has since been moved to the old courthouse. Visitors can now see the rock that fueled the town's fear and superstition. Moll Dyer's story is a tragic tale of ignorance, fear, and blind hatred leading to an unjust end. Unfortunately, she was not the only victim of such terror. Accusations of witchcraft were common at the time, leading to the unjust deaths of many innocent people. It's a dark chapter in history, my friends. But Moll Dyer's story lives on not only in the town of LeonardTown, but also in the cinematic history of the Blair Witch Project and its sequels. The legend draws parallels to a cursed stone hidden in the woods turning against a village, and a vengeful spirit lurking in the forest. It's a chilling tale that continues to captivate audiences to this day. So, what are your thoughts on the legend of Moll Dyer and the circumstances that led to her tragic death? Do you believe her ghost still haunts the woods, or do you think these were simply natural struggles that the town faced? And would you like to see more stories like this explored in the future? Let us know your thoughts, and as always, thank you for tuning into our podcast. Have a great day, folks.
Dr. Creepy.